Alright, so this is the first video I've made in a very, very long time, and it's about the Nintendo Switch. I know I am personally just a giant Nintendo fan, so I'm already just gonna want to get it, but this is for everyone else that doesn't think Nintendo is good. Everyone that thinks that just because it doesn't have a good graphics card means it's a crappy console. Just because it doesn't have 1,000,000 gigabytes means it's a bad console. It's not. It's probably one of the most technologically advanced consoles ever. I mean, yeah. It goes off your TV immediately, and when you put it on the dock, it only takes like 2 seconds to connect. And the only ever time that it took longer is when the TV was having problems. So, and this is on January 13th, when the console isn't even releasing for 2 months. So we don't even know if, it's probably going to be way more fixed with all bugs and stuff, if it had any at all. Of course, I wasn't able to attend the event. I really wish I would, but I wasn't able to. So, first let's talk about price. Some people say it's too expensive. It is actually the 4th cheapest console at launch. So, you can't just go around saying, oh, it's too expensive, no one has that much money. And so, that's pretty good. The only things that are like behind it are like GameCube, Dreamcast, and like all these stuff that we don't care about anymore. GameCube we do still care about, but yeah. And Joy-Con price. You can get 2 PlayStation. Remember, this is technology from like not even 5 years ago. Like 6 to 7 years ago. It costs $100, and for 2 of them, and they're complete crap compared to the Joy-Cons. Joy-Cons are $80, which is not. It is expensive, I know, but it's not as bad as people are saying it is. So price for that, I know that the Pro Controller is very expensive, but you can buy an Xbox remote for what, $60, $50, and or you can just buy this, which has a gyroscope built into it, so you can use motion controls. And Xbox doesn't have that. You have your crappy Kinect, and now this Nintendo Switch doesn't even need a Kinect. It can just sense it, and yet Xbox One, everyone's saying, is so much technologically advanced, even though it can't even pick up stuff. It needs a camera that you have to buy for extra money. Notice, the Xbox One was $500 at launch. No one wants to spend extra money just to get a Kinect that really sucks. Yes, I've heard good and bad things about the Pro Controller. I don't know. And now we'll talk about graphics. Graphics is a huge step for Nintendo in this console. The graphics on the Wii U were 720, 60 FPS at best. And that's on like games that it doesn't need a ton to run. But like on games that have a ton of background stuff, it's really bad. It glitches out a lot. So, it's really bad. But this, on mobile, wherever you go, it's 720, 60 FPS on most games. Zelda does drop down to 30 FPS if you're in a giant grassy area. but most of the time, everyone says it's just fine. And on the TV, Zelda is... We're just using Zelda for an example. Zelda is 1080 60 FPS when you're not in grass. So, I mean, this is crazy stuff for Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't do this kind of stuff. And it's just really different of them. And it's really good. But now we'll talk about the Super Bowl commercial. This is really good. I mean, the Switch presentation was a little silly and they had some funny stuff in it, which I do enjoy. But it's not going to get all those hardcore Xbox gamers to come after it. This trailer fixes it so much more. It actually shows people just playing games, which is what the Switch is about. We don't care about... I mean, we do, but we don't care about how fancy the motion controls are and HD rumble and stuff. But the games. We want games. Nintendo has 100 games planned to be released in 2017, at least. And, I mean, the launch lineup is decent. It has 1-2 Switch, which looks pretty fun. And it has Super Bomberman R, which I am slightly considering to get. It has Just Dance 2017, Skylanders Imaginators, World of Goo, The Binding of Isaac, 2 other games that the people of World of Goo made. I don't really care about those games, so... And, I mean, games are coming out super near the launch, like Snipper Clips, which people say is epic. They really like it. I was first skeptical about Snipper Clips, but now it looks very fun, and I might actually get it. And, I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that looks fun. And, I mean, I guess that is in a whole, like, almost 2 months after, but still. And then it has I Am Setsuna coming out really soon, Has Been Heroes, all sorts of, like, fun little RPG games that you would find on a 3DS. But it also has all these crazy open-world games that you would find on GameCube and N64, which is what we want. And don't even get me started on Breath of the Wild. This game has been teased for 3 years, and now it's finally coming out on March 3rd as a launch title. If it wasn't a launch title, the system would fail. I immediately know that. I mean, if it came out like 10 days after the system, then I bet it would be fine. I mean, people can play 1-2 Switch for 10 days, and then they can have Breath of the Wild for 2 months, and then they can start playing Mario Kart, and then if you can play M games, you can, I believe that Skyrim is coming out sometime in the summer, but I mean, I'm not sure about Skyrim. And then the next giant release that everyone's going to be crazy for is Splatoon 2, which is in August. And then, actually, I totally forgot about a giant one that's coming out in April. We have ARMS, which looks very fun. And although I'm not a huge fan of motion controls, as some of you may know, I bet none of you do, but I am not a huge fan of motion controls. It highly is based off that. I mean, I know you can turn them off, but ARMS is... Nintendo took a very long time to make a new series on the Wii U. It took them, 3 years until they made Splatoon? So this is very impressive for Nintendo, that a near-launch new series that they're making, that's impressive for Nintendo, at least. So, I hope that this has changed some of your opinions about the Nintendo Switch, and I have to go, so bye!